right, welcome back to Full Metal Miles. It's been a hot minute, and I'm Adam.
Fletch.
Did we introduce ourselves on the BSI Comics podcast?
They know we are.
We just did another show. You can check out BXI Comics podcast if you Google it.
You can always put a link in the description.
On the YouTubes. You can find it under search terms, The Preacher. But we're going to talk about three things today. A hot rumor over at Epcot, which is going to combine a little bit. We're going to kind of jump around a little bit because I got a little bit of a rant in me.
Right on.
And we're going to talk about the new attraction that just opened over at Epcot as well. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the soft testing of another attraction over at Universal Studios. I know I'm being vague.
Is that a soft testing?
Yes, it's still, I don't know if it's technically in beta, but it's like technical rehearsals. There's all these like weird terms that they have.
Gotcha.
And but the ride that we will address in a few minutes has been ridden by some guests.
Cool.
So the hot rumor. Now, on our first episode, we talked about a rumor that Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be the new theme of Hollywood Tower of Terror. Mm-hmm. And we both said, that's stupid. What kind of moron would do that? And it turned out to be somewhat true, for which we had to take some credit that we were wrong.
Halfway true. Yeah,
it's not happening at Hollywood Studios, but it is happening over at Disney's California Adventure, which is still weird to me. I still don't see the point. But there's a new Guardians of the Galaxy rumor regarding the Walt Disney World theme parks. And that is that Mission Space is going to be redesigned as a Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And I got to tell you, perfect. I still like our idea of, maybe having it like be the transition over in the new Star Wars land.
Right.
Maybe building nowhere. But, they might still be building nowhere. I could kind of see where they would turn Mission Space into a giant nowhere.
Mission Space is not one of my favorite rides.
Now, I could be wrong, but I've always got the impression it's a mid-tier ride. Like, some people really like it, a lot of people don't. It literally killed several people when it opened. That is factual. One of them, unfortunately, was a small child.
The ride
Sorry to bring
didn't
that
kill
up.
them.
The ride killed them. They had a heart attack.
Right, but,
They weren't going to have a heart attack if they didn't go on the ride. Anyway, but it just, since then, like, they slowed it down. They introduced, what is it? I can never remember which one is the slower side. That's our business phone. Okay, so we're over at BSI Comics in New Orleans. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but phone just rang, so we had to pause it. Sorry about that. In any case, so they after they killed people on it, or people unfortunately died, they introduced the orange and green sections. I can never remember which one is supposed to be.
I went on both of them, and
well, shouldn't it have been red and green? Like, wouldn't that have made more sense? Like, green, red, that's the
red
killer
means
one.
no. Orange
Right.
means...
Yeah, it's the color of carrots.
It's... I could see why people would feel sick after it, but I think a theming like that would be awesome. Especially if maybe you throw some of that awesome music in there. Mm-hmm. It'd be a really fun ride instead of just a thing that some people do because they don't have anything else to ride.
And it might not even be a similar ride. It might be a complete teardown, but it works to me. It's a good idea. Now,
being on the Milano, like with the music playing,
right. It's perfect. And who doesn't want to see Groot? We are Groot. You gonna cry? Yeah. So anyway, should have been exciting news to hear. I mean, granted, it's still a rumor. Could not be true, but sounds true. I know Disney's been trying to figure out what to do with Guardians.
It makes sense. You know? It's a popular IP. The ride could use some freshening up. It sounds fun as hell.
Mm-hmm. So, should have been a really cool thing to hear. Instead, Disney fans. As much as I love Disney and as much as I love talking about Disney with people, god damn, do I hate Disney fans some days. So to hear people explain it, the sky was on fire because, oh my god, Disney's adding another IP into Epcot. And I was trying to tell you, so there's some weird groups of people when it comes to Epcot. First of all, there's an entire group of people who think Epcot is garbage, that it needs to be overhauled from start to finish, and it's just terrible. It's their worst park. To those people, I would like to point out, because someone was telling me, it's the worst Disney park in the entire United States. And did you know that Disney has a annual pass for Florida residents specifically for Epcot in the afternoons?
I did.
Did you know that they don't have that for any of their other parks?
I did not know that.
They do not. I guess it's still popular. And actually the data shows that it is.
It is. It's like, for that particular thing, it's a perfect place to go and just hang out, chill out.
It's, I try to explain to people, it's not a thrill-based park, it's an experience-based park. And that's what I love about it. I love, a perfect day for me. Let's say I got a lady on my arm. It doesn't happen that often because I'm a big guy, but let's say I got a lady on my arm.
That has nothing to do with it.
What's wrong with me?
Anyway, you got a lady on your arm.
Got a lady on my arm. I go to Soarin', lunch at Via Napoli, go walk around the World Showcase, go get some Le Cellier, watch Illuminations. That's a perfect day to me. That perfect day does not involve
Grand
Magic
Marnier
Kingdom.
slush. Forgot the Grand Marnier slush.
I liked it when they hit the Cosmos.
Never mind.
The Cosmos slush was really good. Did you have the Cosmos slush?
My wife did.
They don't offer it anymore. The Grand Marnier, it's I don't like alcohol. I'm a man, damn it!
Anyway,
so
it's a lot more, I guess, relaxing.
It's for certain types of people, right. And it's not. There are people that it's not for. But to say it's the worst park, why is Animal Kingdom only open till 5 and Epcot's open till 9 or 10, depending on the time of year?
I like that because you can kind of go at your pace. Like you said, a perfect day. I'm gonna go hit this. I'm gonna go hit this, and just kind of stroll. Everything else, I don't know. It feels a little more frantic. Not that I don't love all the other parks, but
right now, to be fair, Future World definitely needs updating. I know you and I have discussed how incredible it would be if Disney did have the ability to turn it into the Stark Expo. They do not. It's their contract with Universal is still binding, but interventions needs some updating. Yeah. There's that whole building that's just sitting there. They're not using it for anything. It does need updating, but the land's still good. The seas are still good. Ellen's Energy Adventure, not so good. They could probably, do something with that.
Maybe one of the most underrated attractions there, I think.
I don't like Nemo. But the talking talk with Turtle Crush, whatever that's called.
Right.
The Crush thingy?
Turtle Talk
with Crush.
That's pretty cool. The whole
Talk with Talkie?
The whole aquarium's cool. Having an aquarium that nice.
Mm-hmm. It feels like you're in an underwater base.
And that's coming from someplace here in New Orleans that has a really awesome aquarium.
Right. So, needs a little freshening up, but so does everything else. So you have two groups of people. You have the Epcot haters, and then you have the people who...
The purists.
Possibly also Epcot haters. I'm not really sure. I got into an argument with somebody online who they qualified everything they said by, I'm a blogger. I wrote these blogs. Okay, dude. I got a YouTube channel. That doesn't mean I know shit. Anyway, so these people are declaring that Epcot is done. It's dead. You've got Frozen Ever After, which we're going to talk about in a second. Now they're putting Guardians of the Galaxy in. Epcot's garbage. They ruined the concept, to which I tried to explain to the person. First of all, again, Epcot's still popular. It's still packed. I've been there many times. It's always packed. They don't, like all the other parks, there's no longer a slow season. It's always packed. And bringing these things in is going to increase the flow.
Right on.
And Now, I will agree, and I've said this before, I don't necessarily like the idea of putting the IPs, that be intellectual properties, into World Showcase. But if you'll play devil's advocate with me for a second,
Sure.
um, Frozen is the best-selling, or it's the most popular animated movie of all time, correct?
Correct.
So that's there's definitely demand for it, supply and demand there. Fans want a Frozen attraction. Should Disney capitalize on the success of Frozen?
Absolutely.
Would you say that Hollywood Studios is a good place to put a Frozen attraction?
No.
What about Animal Kingdom?
No.
I think we could both agree that Fantasyland might fit it. Is there any place in Fantasyland that you would put it?
You could get rid of that awful Peter Pan ride.
That's possible, but I don't think it has enough room to handle.
No.
So
it makes sense, and it furthers the concept. It's from there. That's where it's from.
And let's be clear, Norway isn't the most popular pavilion.
They didn't shoehorn something to fit that doesn't fit there.
And from what I understand, Norway's been experiencing like a rise in tourism because people are kind of interested because, hey,
Hans Christian
Andersen. What?
They want to see our castle.
They want to see the Princess Snow thing. What's it called? Princess Bubblegum? I don't know. The big snow. It doesn't matter. I saw Frozen. Anyway, it's the only place it fits. There's no place else that fits in Epcot. There's no place else that fits in any other theme park except for Fantasyland, and there's really not a whole lot of room for it in Fantasyland. So what are they supposed to do? Just not
I understand the argument of not wanting to just throw IPs in there, but if the IP fits...
Mm-hmm. And also, what's the idea that, like, now they're going to go make a Japanese movie so that they can have a Japanese princess, which...
What?
No, they got... Wait, is Mulan's Chinese? Mulan's Chinese. Sorry, I got a little racist there for a second. It happens. So, but I don't see them putting Mulan in China.
They can't have a Mulan ride.
A dragon?
Dragon ride?
They're gonna have... Actually, I kind of like that. Hey, Disney, get on that. I'd ride a dragon.
We did it at Universal.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that drives me nuts about Disney, old Disney fans. They all want it to be what it was when they were 10 years old, when they went with their families the first time. Here's the reality. People keep going to Disney. They go on multiple trips, and people get tired of seeing the same old thing. And truthfully, as much as they want to complain about, don't change the parks and all that, those people want new attractions too. But they just don't want them to get rid of
and have to evolve, or what's the point of going?
Well, not only that, but eventually it'll go away if it's not updated. Right. Times change, things change. It doesn't mean that Epcot sucks now. And here's the thing about Epcot: it's already well far away from its original concept. When it first came out, originally it wasn't going to be a theme park, but they came up with an idea like, let's make it sort of an educational theme park.
It's called Epcot.
Right. They came up with this idea of an educational theme park. Most of that's gone. Some of it's still there, but a lot of it isn't. A lot of it's gone, and that's okay. Like, it's awesome. It's better now than it's ever been. Are there things that would be better if this came back or if that wasn't there? Yeah, guess what? That's true of any theme park.
Absolutely.
So it just drives me nuts hearing these people like it's a theme park, folks. Like, don't freak out. And I promise you, Mr. Blogger guy, or it could have been a woman, I don't know. Epcot's not going anywhere. This person was simultaneously telling me that Epcot, that's it, it's done, it's the final nail in the coffin because of these two attractions.
They mean that it was going to go away, or that it was just going to turn into another Magic Kingdom or something?
It wasn't clear. The person was just being angry and obstinate.
They were just mad.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Which is fine, but I just tried to talk some sense to them. The last thing the person told me was that, well, now that Disney Springs is putting in all these new restaurants like STK, it's going to take a lot of business away from Epcot restaurants. And I said, you're insane. You're absolutely insane. There is no chance of Epcot losing business because of Disney Springs. It's not even marketed to the same people. Epcot is a theme park that people go to because they enjoy, and the food's amazing. Disney Springs is designed, honestly, largely for Florida residents. Well, that's what the expansion's intention is to take it away from outlet malls and stuff like that. it's I don't know. It just drives me nuts. Like you can't just have like a friendly conversation with somebody and point out something rational without them being like, "You're an idiot."
We disagree on stuff all the time,
I can't stand you personally.
quite regularly. We argue about lots of stuff, but it's his right to be wrong.
We do hug it out occasionally.
It's fine.
So, but Frozen Ever After is at Epcot now. It's officially open.
It is, and it's
5 hours wait.
5 hours wait. You get a couple Mickey Pops while you're waiting.
Yeah.
I did get to see the ride along.
The ride along. The video. Yeah. I didn't watch that.
It looks pretty incredible. I mean, it's the state of the art animatronics with the back projected face. It's everything. If you love the movie and the songs, and if you love that ride, which I always kind of like that ride. I don't know why. Especially if it was hot outside, because it was always really cold in there.
It's a cute ride. It just wasn't all that exciting, But if Mexico is It's a Small World 2, Maelstrom was always kind of It's a Small World 3, in a way.
Yeah, a little darker, but
Yeah, trolls and lightning. And
but
stuff.
the when it drops backwards, they kind of change it to where the big snow monster. I forgot his name now because you've undone it. And
Puffy or something.
Made me forget. He kind of
Snoop Dogg
and blows you down backwards, and then you go into the let it go.
I'm excited to ride it. If we don't ride it on our trip in October, I won't be heartbroken.
I'm not waiting 5 hours. Same thing with the dwarf ride. It was cool, but it wasn't like 5 hours.
Cool. I still haven't ridden that?
It's pretty cool, but it's not.
It's the lines, and that's the thing. Like,
if you were a kid, you'd be like, "This is the greatest thing ever." But
I wasn't overly surprised by the people saying there were 5 hour waits because that's what it was for the Princess meet and greets. Mm-hmm. And then you have to deal with the fact that like they just opened this thing. It's been having problems. It's been shutting down from time to time. That's gonna happen. Like you're dealing with animatronics and all these other things.
They made the best of the situation. They were handing out ice creams to people that were waiting in line. They didn't force you to wait in line. So. And
eventually they'll work out the kinks, and I don't know if attendance will go down. Frozen again. How many years? 3 years later, is still incredibly popular.
Is it only 3 years?
It's at most 3 years.
It feels like 5.
Well, they have been inundating us with it, but so yeah, I think it's cool. I get it. Like putting IPs in World Showcase, not
my only concern.
My dream
is that it's going to be harder for me to get my iced coffee and school bread, which I need.
You can push a kid down. We could I can block for you. We can do it like necessary roughness.
If for some reason you haven't heard about this, by the way, the little pastry shop at the front of the Norway Pavilion.
School bread.
Iced coffee, school bread.
I've never had any of it. But, so that's cool. And what was the third thing we were going to talk about? Oh! Skull Island, Reign of Kong. Currently in beta testing over at Universal Studios. I'm not sure which term it is. I've heard technical rehearsals, soft opening. Yeah, it's not officially open. But
are they inviting people, or is it kind of like if you're at the park, you're walking around and like,
I think it's,
sir,
it's a thing where it just happened to be open.
Please?
Yeah. Well,
would you like to come ride this?
Well, they don't have to ask. People will push people down to get, I've heard that it's amazing. I'm a follower of Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, and Darren, one of the guys there. You gonna flex on Hunter?
Say what's up.
Show him the muscles.
Say what's up.
Okay. So Darren's ridden it. They actually, on their latest episode, they actually have, or 2 episodes ago, they have audio from the ride. He says it's his favorite ride after Forbidden Journey, which is high praise. Now, the thing I want to talk about the thing that I'm most interested in is, have you heard about the scare actors?
No.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, scare actors are essentially Universal's haunted house employees.
Yeah.
So they're most commonly used during Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, yeah, I know about that. This is to do with...
But I'm explaining it just in case somebody...
Okay,
all right. So Universal is now currently using scare actors in the queue for Reign of Kong. Now, it's also worth noting that Universal Hollywood is going to have year-round scare actors for their Walking Dead attraction.
Why? Why do you want to scare people riding Reign of Kong?
That's my thing. I don't.
What do you?
I don't
you
like
dress
people
up like monkeys.
I think some of them do actually. I'm not sure.
No.
No. My thing is that I don't like people jumping out at me. I don't want to be in a line and like I'm waiting and we're talking and somebody like jumps out at me from and they're not just waiting around corners. There's apparently clever ways that it works. My concern is just that it's not necessarily appropriate for the ride. It's not a scare-based attraction.
You might shy people away from the ride. And then I've always wondered this: what happens if we're sitting here talking, waiting for the ride, and somebody, jumps up and then we just inadvertently knock them out?
Right.
Whose fault is that?
Probably yours, according to Universal. I would bet. I don't think it's that clear. I don't think they're going to be in a position from what I was listening to, and I didn't totally understand what Darren was saying, but it sounds like it's closer to like, how when you're in the Mummy, you stick your hand in and it does the little like air. And It sounds like it's stuff like that. Like you have to be in certain positions, but he did say it is, scary. More so than the ride itself, but. I don't know. I'm against.
I'm a fan of like haunted houses and scary stuff, but like you said, I don't think it fits there.
Right. I think if you do have a scare-based attraction, totally. I mean, what are you going to say? It's like if you go to Halloween Horror Nights and you punch a guy in the face and jumps out at you, that's totally on you because you went to Halloween Horror Nights.
Understood.
If you go to Reign of Kong and you don't know that's coming, which I've heard that there's heavy signs, but let's be honest, people don't read signs.
If I'm at a park and someone jumps out at me and I think he's, maybe going to steal my backpack or something,
your little black backpack
might take a swing. I don't want to hurt anybody, but
he does like to flex on people.
It happens,
So yeah, I really don't think it's going to stick around that long. I mean, I've heard people. I know UOP is like, yeah, we really hope that it sticks around. Lee and Tracy are in England and they want to experience it before anything changes.
Seems like a bad idea to me.
I do too. It's interesting, and to be fair, Universal isn't the first theme park to use scare actors for attractions, but just something different, And it doesn't have to be Walking Dead.
It could be somebody in like a jungle outfit running, out, be like, you got to turn back, you can't go through with this. That's kind of cool, but I mean, a guy in a gorilla suit jumping out.
I might be wrong about the gorilla suit. I
assume you are.
I thought he said something
for the sake of laughter.
Right.
Now triggers and stuff, like you're saying, that could be kind of cool. Like when you walk on a tile, like something, or you hear him breathing. That's cool, but don't jump out at me.
I guess that's about it for this episode. There was some news involving Volcano Bay, but it's getting late. You got to go home with your wife. I got to eat. I gotta eat. So, where can people find you on the social medias?
On the social medias, I am at Fletch Boogie on Instagram and Twitter. Maybe better on Instagram.
Yeah, wait, have you been using your Instagram? Mm-hmm. Okay, I haven't noticed. I am at Uncle_Reb, R-E-B, on both Twitter and Instagram. You can find the M-Hawk Podcast on both Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And you have your art page, but have you been updating it?
Yeah, Facebook's kind of dead.
So check us out. You can check out other videos if you haven't seen these before. We're both on the BSI Comics podcast
and in the store.
Yeah, if you're happen to be in the New Orleans area or passing through, pass on by BSI Comics. Ask for Fletch Boogie. I probably won't be here. So I guess that's it.
That's it.
Do I have a sign off for this? Full Metal Mouse! All right.
Read. I got nothing.
All right.
You're good.
Okay, so there's a slight update since the time of this recording, which was 2 days ago. Now, the rumor regarding the Guardians of the Galaxy seems more likely. However, reports are saying that it will not be Mission Space, but possibly the Universe of Energy, in which Ellen's Energy Adventure currently resides. Personally, I actually think that ride should stick around.
No, it's not good. However, Ellen's still very popular, and during the summer when it's really hot, there is no better attraction for you to cool off in than in Ellen's Energy Adventure. It takes a long time to ride it. You know, they got nice AC. You can sit on the floor. It's nice. So, you know, I mean, I know there's probably more people would rather that go than Mission Space, but I'm not one of them because air conditioning. Seriously. Air conditioning. Okay. So, still all a rumor, though. So, you know, I could turn out to be completely right. It could be Mission Space. I didn't come up with that. That was a rumor, you know. But, you know, it was the one that I repeated. And now other people are repeating other things. And, man, I got jowls. All right. So, this has been Full Metal Mouse. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to rate and subscribe. And, you know, check out Metal Hand of God podcast and all the other things I do. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on all the things. All the social medias. Say hi to Fletch Boogie over at BSI Comics if you happen to be in New Orleans. And, all right, that's about it. Bye now.